Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Pensacola International Super Speedway. We're gearing up for the first heat race of the day. If you watch qualifying sessions from earlier this afternoon, you'll know that the following drivers have locked themselves into these starting positions and have bypassed the need to race in the heats. Audra Baranowskis, Vincent David, the front row. Charles Sanford, Winnie Calhoun, row 2. William Brock, Donovan Cage, row 3. Patrick Franklin, Brandon Yodel, row 4. With Connor Hurley and Harry Lorraine, row 5. Those 10 drivers, 1 from session 2, 9 from session 3, will not have to race in the heats or the last chance qualifier races. So this is how it works now. Now we've got 3 heat races here for you today. Top 10 from each advance. Everybody that's left get placed into 2 LCQ races where the winner of those races will advance. And then we've got the main event. So the LCQs will happen tonight under the lights, and the main event will be in 2 days.
Drivers, start your engine!
So that is the tentative schedule that I just mentioned to all of you. Vince is back in the booth with me for the heat races. So I believe Yep, there he is. There's Vince.
Yep, this should be interesting. There's no such thing as pit stops in this race. It's all about 20 laps, good old-fashioned sprint, and avoid the big one because I'm sure there'll be something along the way.
2016 runner-up Jonathan Zorlin on pole for this heat race. Sam Young in second. Trey Smith, Seth Cole, Luis Sankala, Ariana McShane, Morgan Turner, Chad Marin, Heather Wellington Turner, and Avril Mead. That's the top 10 for this heat race, but it likely won't remain the same. Green flag is out. And as mentioned, caution flags are on. Zorlin with an amazing start. Sam Young caught sleeping.
Jonathan Zorlin's gone right now, but he'll be caught as everybody else is just staying single file for the most part, kind of mind their own P's and Q's.
Already 3, some 4 wide racing there in the back. This will be the best angle to look at pretty much all day. So Zorlin,
And that experience from Zorlin, man, he's got something for these guys.
Yeah, for real. Zorlin is doing a great job right now. Trey Smith second, Sankala third, Teppensaw fourth. You want to get as far to the front as possible, I think, to avoid the danger that will be the 4 wide around mid-pack, right around that transfer spot. To see Yepes racing with Amanda Evans and Braden Perez. But mostly single file here at the front, Vince.
Oh, 4 wide, maybe with Yepes on the outside, but he backed off. I think Zorlin out front is a dangerous combo because he knows how to block both lanes, it seems.
Zorlin made it through a 100-lap event and came like a centimeter away from winning. So Zorlin knows his way around this track. You know, Digital Storm Cup Series will be coming here in 2021, so this is a good little get the rust off for Zorlin, as Zorlin opted not to participate in the V8 Supercar Challenge. As Teppensaw will take the race lead.
I'm tapping, so I learned what Zorlin did those first couple laps and figure out the block. Because there's the 4 wide madness, 2 rows deep.
And you gotta wonder, Vince, how many triple-digit numbers are gonna make this race?
I don't know. Right there comes Zorlin again. He's got Fitzwater, Henrietta Fitzwater, on the inside line, leading a train. But Zorlin's going to get some run here and make a little side draft, and he'll get right to the front. But now he's going to have to hold off more, so they're all like they're single file behind him.
Keith Martin will drop in line there behind Zorlin, but now 3 wide for the lead as here comes Henrietta Fitzwater with a push from Seth Cole.
Seth Cole, the road course master, trying to make it happen at the super speedway. What can he do? Yepez is 4 wide in the back right there.
They are mostly 3 wide so far through 5 laps, but there's a packet of 4 wide right here. That's Corey Raymond and Christian Vargas in the middle, but they will clear up a line. 3 wide, 4 wide at the front. That's Sam Young. And Zorlin on the very top will lose a ton of positions. Likely going to fall right out of the top 10.
Might be at that cut line in 10th, but I mean, right now, Zorlin, now he must be thinking, what do I got? He's in a tricky spot.
4 wide there, and Amanda Evans and Braden Perez, I thought were about to wreck right up into the 48.
Fresh car, not so fresh right now. Fitzwater also to the top line. Sam Young's been just hovering on outside all day. Hasn't really made a chance to get to the inside.
We've seen the outside can work if they remain 2x2 in the front lane. And there's drafting city right now. Still 4 wide though, deeper in the pack. Zorlin now in that danger zone. As Averill Mead leads at the line, Ryan Jackson moving up in the 60 machine. So we see some drivers leaning doors back there. Did they keep it together? Yes, they did.
Not sure how long it's going to last, but right now, Ryan Jackson taking it.
RJ Reynolds makes it 3 wide, and now Jonathan Wong looking to make it 4 wide.
4 wide back there. Wong looking to just side draft right now, and he'll take it with no outside momentum. Now he's going to get shuffled to the top.
As Robert Young in the 0-1, he was top 10 fastest after session 1 finished. But that lap time was not enough to get him locked in.
There's 4 or 5 wide almost back there. They're going to have to keep it together here.
Starting to single it up a little bit near the front, mostly some 2 wide action. Several drivers looking to change that, as Henry Williams will make it 3 wide. That'll be for second, as Wong has enough of a run to hold on to the lead.
Wong learned from that outside lane, right? The outside lane works coming off 3 and 4 here. It's got the momentum. That inside really doesn't have much to do. And he'll just cut back to the inside. It's 3 wide for second. 4 wide for second. Here we go.
It's Allison Rain, Heather Wellington Turner, and Luis Sancala on the very bottom, as here comes the 08 of Gene Sanford.
Morgan Turner on the inside.
We still have over half this heat race left to go, and they are really starting to lean on this 4 wide. Zorlin has made it back to the bottom. That's the best thing for him right now, or for anybody rather, is to be on the bottom.
Right now, though, Jonathan Wong doing what Zorlin did in those early stages. Block and protect. Zorlin trying to look for 4 wide, but he thinks better of it as a veteran. Here comes Morgan Turner with help from Yepez.
Bit of a bubble there on the bottom. That's going to allow the 19 of Ariana McShane to drop down from the top. as did Christian Vargas. And now McShane making it 3 wide.
Is Jonathan Zorlin. Took him all but 3 laps, maybe 4 to get back to the front. Now he's in a transfer spot.
Can Zorlin keep it at the front? Because I'm not sure if he'd have enough time to go to the outside and do it all over again, as Morgan Turner will look underneath Jonathan Wong for the lead. Remember, the lead is not so important here except for starting position. The winner of this heat will get to start in 11th. Second place will start 14th, third place 17th, and so on down to 40th. That's how the heats will affect starting grid. And of course, the LCQ winners will start 41st and 42nd.
And knowing Pensacola, I don't think it matters where you start in a 42-car race. It's bound to get crazy. Comes Henrietta Fitzwater looking for 4 wide.
Zorlin there was side by side with Morgan Turner and Jonathan Wong going into turn 1. As now Henrietta Fitzwater will follow Zorlin. Single file, Joshua Teppensaw has made it back to the front, as has Sam Young. And they got some more leaning going on. They've kept it together. They've done an amazing job of keeping it together. Teppensaw to second. Now he's going to poke Zorlin up a lane, looking for the lead. 8 laps to go here at the start-finish line.
I think Zorlin will have enough of an outside run, but I don't think he's going to clear. He'll have to retrack and go back to the outside line. Try in 8 laps to get back to the front. He's stuck now.
Averill Mead up to third. 56 of Nick Martinzet. Chad Marin also on the bottom. Ryan Jackson. Robert Young. Amanda Evans. Amanda Evans and Allison Rain working together, and I think we had a crash. No crash. But Christian Vargas has lost the draft a ton. He might have been put in the wall for something.
That'll be LCQ for Vargas as the front we go. The transfer position is heating up. Right now it's currently the 15. Oh, now it's the 7. Zorlin slipped back.
Zorlin back on the top, slipping. Same with Martinzet and Henrietta Fitzwater is now Teppensaw under fire from Averill Mead. And there's Amanda Evans moving all the way to the top. Going to ditch Allison Rain. Can the two work together? Now, no, Amanda is now going to be to the outside of Allison. And now they are 4 wide.
Third. I think you know what? I think Zorlin, Fitzwater, they trot back soon enough. They're going to have enough time to get back to the front. They will have enough time.
Right now, we are 4 by 4 by 4.
Oh, we might get a wreck here if they're not careful.
Teppensaw is going to hold on to the lead. I see some leaning. They kept it together. Teppensaw to the point. 6 laps to go as Mead and Keith Martin are side by side for second. Joey Miles has made it into the top 5. Gene Sanford's made it back out front. Brad Lewis up here in the 44 machine. TJ Hanley, who won the first ever event, drove this 44 machine 2 years ago and made it in via an LCQ. TJ, though, not in the race this time around. Oh, and there they go. They crashed.
This could be a race back to the line now.
It is a race back to the line indeed. It'll be 4 to go. The race will end under yellow. Top 10, where you want to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't really tell here.
Sam Young. He might be the. There's Yepes.
Yepes, I believe, is going to move in line. Tepinsaw will come around and win the race. And I believe we're right around the cutoff right there, 3 wide. That was for 10th. And Seth Cole got him by a nose. Morgan Turner, Diego Yepes, Patrick Smith, Trey Smith, Keith Martin, Jonathan Wong, Heather Wellington Turner, Gene Sanford, Joshua Tepinsaw. So 2 of the Sanfords in the race. Robert Young was involved. Averill Mead. But they crowded up in going into turn 1. But I believe that's it for Heat 1. We're going to go take a look at the crash. And we'll see if we get back going green here or not. Taking a look at what caused the race-ending caution here in the heat race. It was between Robert Young and Louis Sankala, just outside the top 10. And they're just going to make contact here. They're not even. And right there they go, right in the Mead and Henry Williams, who had nowhere to go. Mead's going to keep it together, as is Henry Williams, and Robert Young's going to just kind of spin around on his own. So a pretty tame caution to end this heat race. And Christian Vargas would end up missing the 01 machine. So the Taco Bell machine will have to go to the LCQ. And then it came down to Seth Cole was 24th place at the start-finish line, Vince.
14 spots.
24th place, man. And look at that spot right there. There's another one. Give me another one. And at the line he came. And Seth Cole beat Joey Miles by that much.
That's how it is. It's a game of inches here at Pensacola International.
So Seth Cole, Morgan Turner, Diego Yepes, Patrick Smith, Trey Smith, Keith Martin, Jonathan Wong, Heather Wellington Turner, Gene Sanford, Joshua Tepinsaw have all raced their way in to the main event. We will see you guys for heat race number 2 in a few. Welcome back to Pensacola, getting ready for heat race number 2 on the day. Heat race 1 was pretty good. Green flag till the end, where a caution ended the race a couple of laps early. But we got our 10 drivers locked in to the Crown Royal 300. And they are Joshua Tepinsaw, Gene Sanford, Heather Wellington Turner, Jonathan Wong, Keith Martin, Trey Smith, Patrick Smith, Diego Yepes, Morgan Turner, and Seth Cole. Now we'll see what the next 10 will be to join them. Renan Issip and David Smith are on the front row. Cole Raymond and Andrew Rich, row 2. Samet Oskin and Lorenz Maga, row 3. Nicholas Jawit, Dylan Young, row 4. With Kev Shear and Manny Salato in row number 5. Riley Spurley-Tube set a really fast lap.
Drivers, start your engines.
As I was saying before the command began, Riley Spurley-Tube set a really fast lap in Q Session 2, but Q Session 3 blew him out of the water, and they ended up missing out by 2 positions. So this number 240 seems pretty fast. Vince, we'll see what he can do with it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fast guys that missed the cut in this session. A lot of guys we don't know either really didn't make a run. It's going to be a mixed session. But I think as the first one goes, don't have a late race caution, and don't get involved in a miniature wreck. 'Cause I don't think we'll see a big one just yet. But maybe these guys will be more aggressive. We'll see. If will lead us to the green.
And I was just thinking, out of our past winners, the only one who entered for this event was Logan York, who won last year's, and York is in this heat race in the number 02 John Deere Toyota. So we'll see if York can race his way in through the heats, or if he'll have to relegate himself to a last chance qualifier, win and get in, is the case for those events. So now the question is, we went green for 15 and a half laps. Can we do the same thing here in this heat, or will we see disaster strike early?
Logan York doesn't care. He's ready to go. He's already making it 4 wide right off the bat. But Isip leads as Raymond looks underneath.
Isip not getting as good of a jump as Zorlin did in Heat 1. And he is already under fire for the lead.
I think unless you have the experience on the start line, it's really going to be about working your way and cycling your way back to the front multiple times.
So Raymond will lead the first lap as Terry Lee looks to his inside. And Logan York has made short work. He's up to third, up to second.
Getting dangerously close to 5 wide back there.
There's some more fast drivers from the Q Sessions. Deanna Jones, James Ellison. Bella Campbell in the 8. Vince Freeze in the 20. Carabelle in the 17. 4 gold schemes in this heat race.
Old stars are out to play, as they like to say, is Bella Campbell. Now 4 wide. Here we go. 4 wide first and fourth.
Evan McCullum's the one on the bottom of the 4 wide, and he will clear them relatively quickly. Vince Freeze up to second. Zachary DeLello third on the inside line, as now they're moving up again. As we've got some pushing being made there in the middle. This could get dicey really quickly if they're not careful. And we're going to go 5 wide. Ellison's the man all the way up on the top.
Ellison, what can you do? Can you leave it up there? What is he going to do? Is now they're getting really aggressive with the pushing.
That was Isip and Terry Hill. Still 5 wide. Ellison's just kind of stuck up there. And they'll file back in the line there, but we've still got some 4 wide action going on. They are making it work, but it's getting very tight going into a corner. First ever event was the Pizza Hut 300 before the rebrand into Crown Royal 2 years ago, and this was the, car of the race, the Pizza Hut 27. There are no Crown Royal cars in this race, but I think that's what makes it a little better, is there's no pressure from Pizza Hut onto their driver to be like, hey, you gotta win our race.
No sponsorship bonuses or incentives. As the gold train is on the outside right now, as here comes the 91 and the 54 on the bottom, as we're still relatively 3-4 wide throughout the pack. Beverly Creed.
Yeah, Beverly Creed in the lead now. Marcus Yepes up to second place. We saw Diego make the field in Heat 1. Can Marcus do the same thing here in Heat 2? Owen Crafton has now moved up to second place on the inside line. Riley Spurley Tube, Andrew Rich, the 224s. Samet Oskin. Enzo Nareza in the 10. We didn't even see him in the Q sessions. He's trying to race his way in. Donovan Cage locked in on time. That's one of Enzo's best buddies, along with Hunter Braxton, who will try and race his way in Heat 3. So they've tamed it up a little bit, not seeing as much 4 wide right now, but Riley Spurleytube and Andrew Rich are going to go 3 wide for the lead.
Never count Andrew Rich, a legend of the sport. Here's Ellison. He made it back from that 5 wide at the bottom. He's got help from Kev Shearer's good buddy.
Andrew Rich, a 13-time winner, I believe, in the Digital Storm Cup Series. I think we've got that number right, 12 or 13.
Ours look very similar to Coors Light Brigade here. Here comes some Coca-Cola, though, to mix it up.
Ellison will take the top spot. Kev Shearer in the 69 machine pushing him. Dylan Young right behind them. Bunch of friends there working together. We've made it to lap 8 in events past. We've seen this be kind of the wreck it or make it to the end lap, as we've seen a lot of crashes happen around lap 8, 9, and 10.
See, the last race was a little different we had towards the end, but it looks like these guys are playing nice right now as Dylan Young goes underneath Ellison with help.
That's the 78 of Charles Sanders. It's the 85 of Jansen van der Haar has made it up on the inside line. There's Deanna Jones. Cole Raymond has made it back towards the front.
There's Logan York, too, looking for that 3 wide pass.
I'm going to go 4 wide again. That's Evan McCullum in the bottom once more.
Young way outside. Logan York now looking for 3rd.
They are 4 wide at the front. That's not very even. Oh, they're going to keep it together somehow.
We're getting it's starting to get the crunch time. That's what it means. Once we get that halfway lap, it's crunch time now.
Would these drivers be more willing to wreck a lap earlier if it meant a 1-lap shootout?
See, right now it's getting tight again. Here we go.
They are managing to keep it together for now.
Freeze the second. Here comes McCollum and Lee.
McCullum to the lead as they went 4 wide for 2nd place. Alexander Smith in the 370 is coming towards the front as Bella Campbell is going to make it 4 wide for position. Vince Freeze, Evan McCullum single file right now as they'll come to complete lap 10.
McCollum working well. We're 4 wide back in the pack. I'm getting very dicey. Logan York's out there.
Vince Freeze is going to look for the lead as Alexander Smith, Bella Campbell also side by side. That lines up the gold cars there. Issup's the only one on the outside right now as Cara Bell is down on the bottom.
Both stars are coming out to play as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, and Bell's just stay on that inside.
And man, the
We'll check it with her.
The 58 of DeClaw Wellington Turner has been in the middle like all race, and he's been shoving and pushing his way around. And I'm surprised that has not caused a crash yet so far. As Ellison leaning on the 160 of Nicholas Jawit, it was almost disaster.
Been playing with his life right there as Jawit will get to the outside or to the bottom with Spurleytube and Rich.
Going back to the front, it's Chris Wilson and Bella Campbell side by side for the top spot. Ron Bishop's going to go in there in the middle 4 wide. Cara Bell now all of a sudden up into 3rd. 4 wide down the front straightaway with 8 laps to go in Heat 2. And they have continued to keep it clean.
And on the outside running, here comes Turner, one of the many Turners in this race.
And which Turner would you be referencing?
W.
The DW. Decline up towards the front as they're gonna go 5 wide almost for a second.
I think it's someone way out there. Yep, there's Campbell.
Bella Campbell's up top 4 wide. As Carabelle, Chris Wilson side by side still for the top spot. Marcus Yepes back in the top 3. As Spurley Tube has made it up on the inside line, back into the top 10, make it the top 5.
We know Spurley Tube is fast. Where's Rich, though? Those guys were working together earlier. Let's see where he's at. I think in the mid-10. Yeah, he is.
A little further behind on the bottom. Coming up to 6 laps to go this time by Yepes looking for the top spot, but Spurley Tube's going to pull out, make it 3 wide.
Tube taking no prisoners. Here comes, I believe it's Jawit, who almost wrecked earlier, and Ellison. Those guys were almost in the catch fence, and here they come.
Andrew Rich was put in the middle 4 wide by Deanna Jones. As Spurley Tube leads at 6 to go.
We wreck now. We'll have a shootout, but we're getting close to that point of no return.
Once they take 5 to go, the next flag would end the race, whether it be the caution or the checkered. Spurley Tube trying to hang on because he knows right now if he fell to the back here, it might be game over. Side by side at the front, they're going to go 4 wide behind them. There's Dylan Young. There's Logan York. There's Vince Freese. Spurley Tube up top 3 wide now as Ellison takes the lead. Coming to 5 to go. We will not get a restart if we get a caution. And there it is! Same exact lap as heat race number 1.
The race back, who's it going to be?
2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th place right now is Lorenz Maga.
7 car.
10th place right now is Maga. Now it's looking like it's going to be Spurley Tube. Does Zachary DeLello have any amount of momentum here? It's looking pretty set in stone. This is going to be it here between the 24 and the 73, and I believe Spurley Tube got him. And indeed he did. Riley Spurley Tube gets it done. Vince Freese, Lorenz Maga, Deanna Jones, James Ellison, Charles Sanders, Beverly Creed, Logan York, your defending winner, Terry Lee, and Dylan Young.
The young
drivers. Chris Wilson, Cara Bell, Nicholas Jawit, Andrew Rich, all heavily destroyed. And we'll go to the last chance qualifier. But between Spurley Tube and DeLello, it came down to 25 1/1000ths of a second. And while one 24 car wrecks, the other one makes it in. Wow, Vince. Same thing as Heat 1. Same thing as Heat 1 here. As we're just making sure we're not going back green here. That would be pretty bad. Yep, lights are still on. So there it is indeed, officially. Dylan Young, Logan York, Beverly Creed, James Ellison, Terry Hill, Deanna Jones, Charles Sanders, Vince Freese, Lorenz Maga, and Riley Spurley Tube will all advance to the 4th annual NRSL Crown Royal 300. And we will take you guys to see what happened there passing the start-finish line. It started between Andrew Rich and Carabell. Around the same position, too. 14th, 15th place, just like in Heat 1. And 4 wide in the middle. They're not lined up evenly. And right there, they're going to make contact right up into Joweet. And, oh, Joweet's back bumper goes up into Chris Wilson. Bell's going to flip over. And, oh, man, surprisingly, Samet Oskin did not get involved in this. But all 4 of those cars went for a heck of a ride. Man, Vince, what a crash.
Yeah, just something like the first one where we just saw a 4 wide push and gone wrong in a sense, side drafting, and that's the end result. But congrats to Dylan Young on the second heat race win.
Yes, indeed. And Young ended up making a pass on Ellison to get it done. And Spurley-Tube was able to hold off the Lello's run to make it into the race. Let's see that move by Dylan Young here. It came right there going into turn 3. Dylan Young decided, hey, I don't want to start 15th. I want to start 3 more spots up. And he got it done on James Ellison. And Logan York was just not close enough to do anything about it. And then here was the finish between Spurley-Tube and the Lello. Right there's the difference. That's 25 1/1000ths of a second between the 240 and the 73. With that said and done, we will see you guys for the final heat race of the afternoon in a few moments. Welcome back to Pensacola for the third and final heat race of the afternoon until we see those last chance qualifiers under the lights later tonight. The 20 drivers that have advanced so far: Joshua Teppensaw, Gene Sanford, Heather Wellington-Turner, Jonathan Wong, Keith Martin, Trey Smith, Patrick Smith, Diego Yepes, Morgan Turner, Seth Cole from Heat 1, Dylan Young, Logan York, your defending winner, Beverly Creed, James Ellison, Terry Lee, Deanna Jones, Charles Sanders, Vince Freeze, Lorenz Zamaga, and Riley Spurley-Tube from Heat 2. Who will be the 10 drivers to join them? We're about to find out. Both races ending under caution from a lap 16 incident right after passing the start-finish line. We'll get to your starting top 10 once the command to fire engines has been given. 20 more laps of action here in the afternoon.
Drivers, start your engines!
On the front row, we've got Tim Sanders and Grace Takayama. Row 2, Harper McCain and Pat Johnson. Row 3, some gold cars: Bradley Ream, James Saunders. Row 4, Jack James, Mike Corvo. Row 5, Hunter Braxton, Owen Miles. As we go through the rest of the order, you're going to see a ton of drivers from Q Session 1 and a handful of drivers from Q Session 2 that were moved to Heat 3 in order to even out the field so that all 3 heat races had 31 cars.
As always, I'm here joining these Heat 1-2 guys that are regular people who were supposed to be sliding to Heat 3. This should be interesting. We got fast guys, we got people we don't know, and we also have an interesting couple first rows experience. But let's get down to green.
Green flag is out. We're underway, and a bit of an even start on this one, Vince, just like the second one, I believe.
No one out there. It's going to be even, I would expect. I'm sure for the LCQs too, but right now Tim Sanders out front.
Already a little bit of 3 wide split there near the back. Sanders will inch out in front as they get up to speed. Takayama was actually able to fall in line from second behind Sanders, as these top two have actually pulled a little bit of a gap back to the pack. This lap 1 is complete. Hunter Braxton in 4th place. Pat Johnson, RJ Bishop. Peter Onjak, one of those guys who was in Q Session 1, got moved to Heat 3.
Jack looking for those moist lips, staying out the dry lips, as we still have some 4 wide back there.
Ryan Brommer, another one of those drivers who got moved over here. So far, pretty spread out and clean here in heat number 3. Trying to keep it a little more tame compared to the guys in heat number 1 and 2. There are a lot of big names in this heat race too, Vince, such as Jesse Turner, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., and the like.
Yeah, I think the experience could play a role, but back to you there, Hunter Braxton.
Grace Takayama will finally take a look for the lead here on lap 3 on Tim Sanders, as Braxton was looking to take 2nd place from her. Austin Ashkar, rather. I keep thinking Ashbar for some reason. Ashkar, rather. Sorry. As now they're 3 wide for the top spot. 3 wide for 2nd as well. RJ Bishop there on the inside. Kenny Moma. Vince was telling me during our little break between Q sessions that Kenny and Brett Moma are some really skilled competitors. And if they can get up front, they know their way through a pack and they know their way to winning races. We'll see if that can translate over here into the NRSL Crown Royal 300 as Kenny moves up to 3rd.
Yeah, those guys definitely got some skills, but right now, it's not like the first 2 races we've seen. It's been very tame, minimal 4 wide. Maybe they finally learned their lessons.
We say that now, as now Henry Sanford is going to make it 4 wide, but Henry is on the apron for some reason, checking up. Not hearing any issues on the 6. I think it was just a bad corner entry. He clipped the paint line. And that is going to really jack up the pack. As Brommer and Braxton racing for the top spot.
Take about a lap to get back together, but yeah, that was a very interesting turn right there. It hurt Fitzwater the most, as he had a run, and now he's got to redo that run. See Turner in there in the midst of it, and now he'll get back to formulating later.
Brommer and Braxton even side by side. Priya McShane on Brommer's back bumper.
Like Pat Johnson's looking.
And you got the 55 of Stephen Colon. And the 86 of, that is Lucas Arsenault. That was the first name I was checking there. Fitzwater's up on the inside line now. We're seeing the 4 wide, Vince.
The four wide's here now, but we have to wait till like lap 14, 15 when we start getting to that danger zone, it seems like. Once these guys have learned the record, we'll find out. But right now, Braxton with the outside run with Brommer.
Braxton and Brommer have done an amazing job at staying up front. Braxton's going to get such a huge run as they go 4 wide for 2nd. Braxton will stay in the race lead. Brommer is going to lose a ton of positions, as now here comes Mike Corvo on the inside line. And we have a caution, actually.
That's fine. We'll be able to restart it. What happened?
Oh, and Nick Breeding was involved. Harper McCain, RJ Bishop, potentially Lane Sanford as well. This is where things can get dangerous. Don't do it. Don't do it. That was Jack James and Keith Rich right there who almost wrecked. But we will have a restart in this race compared to the past races. But Hunter Braxton is your race leader. We should not see anybody come to pit road as everybody can make it on gas here. And it looks like it was going into turn 3, Vince.
When you went to that wide shot, I saw Pat Johnson and a couple others move up. I wonder if somebody went underneath and 4 wide gone wrong, and we had pushing like we saw in those first 2 incidents in the first 2 heats. But let's look at that replay as we take you to break here.
Yes, indeed. Let's go take a look at that replay. Taking a look at the replay, it was between RJ Bishop and Harper McCain. They just go down the track into Nick Breeding and Lane Sanford, who had nowhere to go. And in this case, what went down had to come back up the track. And the pack luckily cleared them. Breeding's going to get a decent lick here with the back end. Bishop tries to correct it, but he gets in it with the right side. And then McCain and Lane Sanford get together as well. And that was the caution. So not any huge crashes here with these heat races so far. So that is very interesting. But let's get you to the race restart. Get ready to go back racing. Everybody is still in the race. So we're going to have 9 laps to go. Braxton leads, Corvo second, Arsenault third, Saunders fourth, Fitzwater fifth, Pretty-Shaw sixth, Jesse Turner seventh, Ryan Brommer eighth, Pat Johnson ninth, Priya McShane is 10th. So we believe everybody's got a pretty good shot at this, except for the drivers that were involved, being Nick Breeding, RJ Bishop, Harper McCain, and Lane Sanford. But we'll see what happens here on the restart. Green flag is back out. And there you can see right there real quick. Everybody already jumping to the top and the bottom. As Braxton will try and find the way to hold on to this lead.
Hunter Braxton's definitely got the wings today right now as he's been drinking his Red Bull. But the 2 gold stars on the bottom are coming. Watch those guys.
And here comes Lucas Arsenault in the 86 looking for the top spot. As these drivers get up to speed, draft will mean everything. And Braxton is going to have to hope he can get in line, stay on the bottom, and remain in the top 10. As James Saunders is looking for the top spot. Brommer 3 wide for third. As it's looking like Breeding and McCain are going to lose the draft based on their damage so far. And could Heat 3 be so crazy that we get a second incident, Vince?
To lap 15, 16. Now, with that lap 9, 8, as you see 4 wide here with Brommer and a couple. You saw that first incident right lap 8, 9. Would we get an instant double, lap 18, 17? Still be end race, but it could be 2 extra laps, right? 2 extra laps compared to the first 2. That could make the difference. If someone else is losing the pack back there, too.
I don't even know if we're going to get there because we just went 4 wide for the lead, and they are 4 wide still in the pack.
Braxton, nowhere to go.
Braxton's going to fall to the back of the group as Cole Deaver leads now. So Harper McCain, Nick Breeding definitely lost the draft, and it looks like RJ Bishop and Lane Sanford will as well, as the 420 of Owen Miles is clinging Oh, and something just happened to Lucas Arsenal and Pat Johnson. A potential almost near crash there. But they keep it straight, and they are still in the draft as Keith Rich side by side with Austin Ashkar for the top spot. As there's Kenny Moma in the 89 in the middle, racing with Daniel Bouchard and Jack James. So another gold machine of Bradley Ream has made it up into the top 10.
Braxton.
Yep, all the way at the back of the pack, Vince. Does he have time coming to 5 to go?
I don't think he's going to have time. We wreck here. This is the Erie lap right here. That we wrecked the first two races. Let's see if they can keep it together for once.
Lap 16. Will we see another crash? We're gonna go to the spectator camera and find out. I think there's a 4 wide back there. And they kept it together from what I saw. Oh, they are 5 wide as Hunter Braxton's making his way up on the bottom. Ashkar and Keith Rich even for the race lead as Yael Carrillo is up here on the inside line. So is Jesse Turner. So is the other 18 car, Priya McShane. And now Jesse Turner will make it 4 wide, looking to join Morgan Turner. I believe sister, cousin, or something else in the main event. And Turner, Jesse Turner, up to second place behind Keith Rich, coming to what would be 4 to go. And Braxton made it back to the front in about 3 laps, Vince.
I was going to say that, and also watch this rubbing right here. They're very close to 4, almost 5 wide.
3 wide for the top spot between Keith Rich, Jesse Turner, and Priya McShane as Hunter Braxton makes it up to second place. Here comes Mike Corvo back up to third. Pretty Shaw, Ryan Brommer, James Saunders all on the bottom. Grace Takayama, Kenny Moma. As they're going to go nearly 5 wide for the lead. Make it 4 wide as Pretty Shaw to the top spot. And now I don't know who's going to make it because we got cars falling and moving forward so quickly right now.
5 wide back there almost. It's getting intense here. They're close to rubbing, but I think they're going to just keep it.
You keep it together. They keep it together. How fast can you get back to the inside line here? Remember, top 10 in this race. If you're going to the LCQs, you got to win one of those things.
He's shuffled high. So is Turner. Those guys have been forceful. Here comes Brommer, though.
Brommer fighting for the lead with Pretty Shaw. Stephen Colon. Henry Sanford looking to be the third and final Sanford. Aside from Lane. To make this race as a Lane Sanford, no relation to Henry Jean or Charles. Oh, is there some more rubbing? That was between Ashkar and Onjak. 2 laps to go here in Heat 3.
Side lane, or if you're in the middle, you got to be coming to the white. One of the first cars in the middle to make it, I think. It's just too much shuffling. Braxton's still up there. Can you get to the bottom?
Jesse Turner just shuffled to the inside. Braxton, I think, is going to be right behind him. But it might be too late to get to the front. Grace Takayama in the lead. Stephen Colon looking for it now. Daniel Bouchard's up front. Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Cole Deaver. See some of those stragglers on the inside line. White flag is out for Heat 3.
There will be no wreck, it looks like. It's checkers or wreckers. We come back to the line. That transfer is like around Bulba. Right there is where you're going to have to watch.
We could be in store for a heck of a race win battle here. 13th starting position on the line. Cologne, Bouchard, Cole Deaver are 3 wide for the lead. No, wait. Cologne clears. He's running the middle. Can Keith Rich give enough of a push? There's Jesse Turner. He's top 10. Can Hunter Braxton get up? Look at Braxton.
Cologne.
For
Deaver.
the Heat win, it's going to be Cole Deaver. And Hunter Braxton did it. He got 8th. Wow. And look at this. Tim Sanders to Jack James comes down to 2 1,000ths of a second. Braxton got it done, though, Vince. That is insanity.
Yeah, you got to get to the top, and then you got to shuffle your way to the bottom. That's the key. He's been a dominant car for this heat race, and he got what he had to do. We talked about Cole Deaver being a vet, and the Mulvas. One of them made it. Turner, Bouchard, a couple of familiar names, and Stephen Colon with that fresh scent.
Man, oh man, oh man, what a heat finish this was. And that's probably what it's going to come down to there in the LCQ, a 3-wide move into turn 3. And then you just got to hope that the guy on your outside doesn't get enough of a run to challenge back on you.
We'll debate that as we enter the LCQs another time at night. Where do you want to be, first or second at the white? But what a great race. We didn't get an end to the race with the caution. Everything was clean in the second half of the run.
Well, that'll do it for us here for the heat races, and we will see you guys later tonight for the Last Chance Qualifiers.